FLOW98.7, Ace and Marlon in the morning. I'm Marlon.
I'm Alicia.
And we got a special guy in the building, man. I've been following this guy for so long on social media. He runs the Flyer Vault page on Instagram. And it is one of the best pages if you want some Toronto nostalgia. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Daniel Tate in the building.
Thank you.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you for coming through,
Good
man.
to be here.
Now, you have this amazing book with more flyers.
And a lot more.
And tickets and stories and just
photos
Toronto.
and all the things.
Yeah, like it's a Toronto like vault.
It's an extravaganza of history.
Yeah.
So it's
for
called
sure.
Stories of the Stage, 25 Years of Concert History at Scotiabank Arena.
That's right.
Which is really cool because I spent most of my time there.
Yeah.
So a lot of these like concerts, because I used to work there back in the day. My mom worked there for a very long time and I've been going to concerts there. So a lot of these I'm like, oh, I was here.
I was working
there.
at that event.
I remember this. Even if I wasn't a participant, I still remember some history. So it's been really cool that you've been documenting this for so long. What made you want to get into this type of stuff?
Yeah, well, I've always loved live music. I used to work in the concert industry like many moons ago. And I kind of just became a collector of anything music related. You know, I grew up in the mixtape era. So things you could hold and touch. So I've always collected vinyl and mixtapes and kept all my ticket stubs and flyers. And now this was before everything was, digital and online like it is today.
Yeah.
And so I amassed like a really cool collection. I started sharing it on my Instagram channel. And over the years, I attracted the attention of the people at Scotiabank Arena, who this year wanted to do something special for the 25th anniversary of the building, formerly known as the Air Canada Centre. And of course, we all have such great memories of this building, whether it's sports or music. And I thought, perfect opportunity to put a book together.
For sure. And like, especially now when we're seeing a lot of things in Toronto change over. A lot of our old buildings, a lot of the places that
History's being erased.
Yeah, a lot of the places that we've frequented we're losing a lot of that history. And for someone like you to just be documenting all this, I think it's super important.
Yeah, and history is important, memory is important.
Absolutely.
And this building, we take it for granted, but over the last 25 years, 13 million concert goers have gone through its doors.
Yeah.
So the building over time and so many iconic shows, Raptors, Leafs, it's become iconic.
And it's still breaking records, which is crazy.
Still breaking records.
Shane Gillis had the most sold show ever.
That's right.
And then
For the comedian,
Sebastian, I can't remember what his last name is.
Maniscalco
or something like that.
Or something
he
like
just
that.
beat it like 2 weeks ago. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Were those the comedians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two
so
stand-up
those,
comedians.
the most ticketed, most attended event
Yeah.
ever. At
Especially because they had their
Scotiabank Arena.
stage in the
so
middle.
small.
Yeah,
And
they have
then
their
you
stage
can
in the
put
middle and they
more
get the
seats?
360.
360.
Yeah, a lot of concerts don't get to do the 360 because they have the backstage
There's a lot of
stuff.
360 shows in the book, and that's
Yeah.
always a special thing when you go to a concert. Drake does it a lot, where the stage is right in the center,
middle, yeah.
and it just changes the energy.
Absolutely.
So since you've been documenting this for so long, what are some of your favorite experiences and moments that you've been able to share in this book?
There's been so many. I think the first one that really stands out, one of the great stories in the book is actually from our hometown guy, Drake.
Who has embraced Flyer Vaults heavily.
Yeah, he's a big fan,
Yeah.
and shout out to the boy. He's a great guy. And there's a spread where Lil Wayne is coming in January 2009. And so this is even before So Far Gone came out. And he invited Drake on stage. First time playing in front of 20,000 people in your hometown arena. And there's this great quote from Drake where he talks about how he was like nervous. Not for forgetting the lyrics or tripping or anything like that, but he didn't know how the crowd was going to receive him, right? It was pretty daunting to be in front of 20,000 people, but as soon as he got on, he started performing with Wayne, the crowd was cheering, they were loving him, and that gave him like that comfort in knowing that he had the city behind him.
Yeah, especially at that time. Especially before So Far Gone, a lot of people still don't know he does music.
No, we thought it was Jimmy,
Thought
from
he was
Degrassi.
Jimmy from Degrassi.
Yeah.
He probably was thinking, why is it bringing? Where's the wheelchair? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So that's a special moment for sure. Yeah, especially that building, man. Like, I've seen so many of like created core memories in that building with certain concerts and shows. So it's been definitely something that has sustained over time in creating moments for the city. And this encapsulates it all in this book. You have it available in Indigo and Amazon.
Yeah, so this book's available now widely through retail channels. You can buy it online, Amazon, Indigo, Scotiabank Arena, Sonic Boom downtown. Yeah.
When I received this book, the first thing I went and I checked for was TLC. So the last TLC show that Left Eye was a part of, I was there. I was only 9 years old.
Wow.
I got tickets for free.
Sick.
Wow, that's a legendary show to be at.
Yeah. So my mom, she worked there and she brought me and I went. And then somebody who worked there was like, yo, I still got more tickets. So I'm over there trying to call up my friends and asking them, trying to remember their numbers. Because this is 1999.
Yeah.
Trying to remember their numbers off by heart. Calling them out like, hey, can you get downtown? I got tickets for us to go and see TLC. So a few of them got to come. And that was the last time Left Eye was here. Because she passed.
Yeah, and the posters in the book, and it's such a fantastic poster.
It was.
I think this was like the No Scrubs
Yeah.
era,
It
or the
was.
No Scrubs
Definitely.
tour. And you look at this poster, and you're like, wow, what a time. Presented by mp3.com.
Right? Right? Yeah,
Like,
no.
That's how far back we're going.
I loved it.
Napster
man.
era.
This nostalgia that this book provides is like, it really brings you back to some
Yeah.
of these moments. Because
Yeah.
like I remember when TLC was having their time, and like I remember being too young to even attend some of these. Like the DMX concert, I wanted
This
to go
one?
so bad. My cousins went.
Jay-Z, DMX,
Yeah,
Bro.
that was my first
1999.
show there.
The back what's the tour called?
Hard Knock Life.
Hard
tour.
Knock Life tour.
This one.
That you know you can't find that video on the internet.
What
There's
video?
a movie. They made a documentary.
Yeah, it's called
Backstage.
Backstage, right?
And
it's very rare.
You can't find that anywhere.
You probably got it.
I have a bootleg.
Let's go! I knew you'd have it. Let's go.
But to find an OG one, that's a collector's item.
It's tough. I think I know why, but yeah, it's tough.
But that's a classic. I mean, all the backstage footage of that tour. That was such a
The
momentous
freestyle
tour.
battle
That
with
really,
Jay-Z, DMX.
right? That's the moment,
Yeah.
right? And everyone's just like, "Wow, we're watching two legends in the moment in that freestyle battle."
The Nation of Islam guy who comes and completely demolishes both of them.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Yeah, no, legendary moments. Flow 98.7, Ace and Marlon in the morning. We're joined by Daniel Tate, author of Stories of the Stage. How did MLSC hit you up about this?
Yeah, well, they're fans of my Instagram account, and I've worked with them on some like special gifts for artists in the past, so we knew
Sick.
of each other. We have a relationship, and they were finding some like cool artifacts in the building themselves. Like they found. I remember they had found like this binder of old construction photos from like 97, 98 with like holes in
Original
the
floor
ground,
plans and stuff.
and like half the wall is like, because remember, half the building is like a heritage facade.
Property,
Like
yeah.
it used to be a postal building, right?
Oh.
And so it was really cool looking at these photos, how before they built like the modern facility, they had to keep this wall up, which was the old Art Deco heritage facade on the Bay Street side. And so these photos were so incredible.
Interesting.
And they had found this completely by accident in like one of the nooks of the
Yeah.
building. And so they started to realize that there's so many stories to be told. A book would be appropriate. 25 years, and I had put out a book several years earlier, so they figured I'd be the right guy to do it. And here
How
we
long
are.
did it take to put all this together? Because this,
Yeah.
this is
About
not
a
just
year.
flyers. This is stories accompanying it. Like,
Yeah, backstage
this is a lot of work,
passes.
man.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
The painstaking part of it was acquiring all the artifacts, getting stories, and then just putting it all together. So I decided pretty early on that it would be best to do it in a chronological
Yeah.
way, just
Yeah.
so you can kind of, if you're looking for a show, you can just
It's
go to
easier
what
to find.
Easier to
right,
find. Yeah.
exactly.
I just pulled up the other Jay-Z
Like that one, that's a crazy one. And actually,
I
I
was
remember.
there too. Halloween.
And if you look at the set list,
Yeah.
there's a song called "Successful" featuring.
Drake.
Wow.
Right. So Drake had actually, I sent that to him and he had posted it several months ago. But the cool thing is that, in October 2009, as Drake is still just starting to go up to the stratosphere, Jay invites him on stage to perform "Successful," and it's on the set list.
Amazing.
And
I
J.
think-
Cole opened that show.
And J. Cole was
Wow.
there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
J. Cole opened.
And there's also a weekend concert where Travis was the opener.
Wow, that's crazy. I wonder if Drake and J. Cole met through that show.
There. I have no clue.
Quite possible, but J. Cole,
Actually,
I know.
No,
they knew each other in 08.
Yeah, J. Cole
08.
performed at Sound Academy. Remember Sound
yeah.
Academy? And Drake was at that one. That was before this J one. But again, this is all
he came out and did it in the morning.
Time.
I remember I was there. Even the Drake's first show that I ever seen was at Sound Academy. That was the first one ever. Yeah. Bun B came out. Yeah,
that's another legendary show.
Iconic, man. I felt like everybody in the city was there. It was crazy.
That was like
packed.
a turning point show for Drake.
For the city, I feel like.
Like he's like selling out Sound Academy in minutes, and it was like, okay, this guy's like the business.
I'd never seen, in person at least, people embrace a Toronto artist outside of Cardinal in that way.
At that level.
It was like, you felt like we were on the cusp of something
big.
But we were still so like small town minded. They were like, we'll see where it goes.
And then the year after, he gave us the first OVO Fest.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right.
And who comes out?
Now's our time.
Everyone.
Jay-Z and
J.
Eminem.
Cole,
Right.
Rick Ross,
What a time.
Bunny
man.
again.
What a time. What a time. What was your favorite era of Toronto?
Era?
Yeah.
Well, definitely the 2010s for sure, because we were just talking about the OVO Fest era and our city being on a wave.
Yeah.
But there's an era I would love to go back in time to, but I was unfortunately a really small kid, and that's the concert hall era.
Yeah.
If I was born maybe 10, 15 years earlier,
trust me,
I'd be going to see Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One,
Biggie,
Public Enemy at the concert hall.
Crazy.
In the 1980s.
For like $10 too. I've seen some of the flyers that you post, and it's like $10, $15 show. I'm like,
now there's so much.
even someone did the math. Even if you account for inflation and everything over the years, tickets are still way too much.
Well, I spoke to Ron Nelson, and he's like the godfather of Canadian hip hop. He was the first promoter, and he would tell me how he would drive down to New York and pick up KRS-One and like just drive him over the border with his DJ just to play.
Sick. That's so sick. And did you find that like flyer culture is kind of falling off in terms of creativity with the flyers? I feel like a lot of flyers I see now are just very generic, like slap the artist on there, have these like lasers or special effects in the background, and then just the information. These seem a lot more personable.
Well, I can tell you right now that, and it is demonstrated in this book, is that there's an art of concert posters. And a lot of bands and artists commission these incredibly talented illustrators and artists to do special edition posters for the events, and they're all over the book. There's an Elton John one, there's Blink-182, even hip-hop artists are doing it. So I think with respect to concert art, it's improving, it's getting better. But I think just for like random parties, I think a lot of people get lazy and you just don't see the work, the craftsmanship as maybe you used to back in the day.
As an art, like an actual art form.
Yeah, I'm worried that AI is going to start doing the design. It's probably going to get even more.
It's going to get weird.
Yeah. It's so funny. I'm looking through the book, and it shows Rihanna A$AP Rocky, March 11th and 18th, 2013. She must have brought him out.
The beginning of a love story.
Yeah.
Imagine it started at that night. Maybe.
That's crazy.
Well, they met in 2012. That was the first time they ever met, in 2012. And it was just like, it was a random type of thing. I think it was at maybe a award show or something like that they met. And 2013,
I wish I was at
they
that
did a
show.
tour.
I was not, sadly.
Yeah.
Well, this book is amazing.
Actually,
like you said,
I think I was there. I don't even remember A$AP being there. Maybe I just didn't care about him like Rihanna.
This book, every time anybody opens this book, the first thing they say was, I was there. And if I feel like I've done my job, if that's what people say.
Definitely. And proud to say they were there for sure. Oh man. So the book is in Amazon, Indigo, anywhere you can find books.
Yes.
thank you so much for coming.
But we have a giveaway actually.
Oh, we do have a giveaway.
We have a giveaway. So
yes.
what we need you to do is text us 416-860-0987. Tell us your favorite concert that you attended at Scotiabank Arena, and you could enter to win one of these books for yourself.
It cannot be in the 2020s. I won't allow it.
Why?
I won't
What if
allow
their
it.
first concert
We need some
was
nostalgia,
then?
man. We need some nostalgia.
That's not fair.
If it's not their first concert, they're disqualified.
You can still text us. I pick the winners.
But thank you so much for coming through. Really appreciate you, and thank you so much for
Yes,
this book,
thank
man.
you.
The city, this is a present to the city. So thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no doubt.